Who's actually making money off the video you're watching right now? And not some faceless parent company. I'm talking about the mastermind behind the screen. Because every time you scroll on TikTok, buy off Temu, or listen to Spotify, someone's making billions. Do you even know who they are, where they're from, how they got here? Well, if you Google the owner of YouTube, it coincidentally says Google. But if you look below that, you see Steve Chen, Chad Hurley, and Jawed Kareem, aka the founders of YouTube. In 2005, you couldn't simply watch a video on a computer. You either had to manually download an entire video, attach it in an email, or rely on prototypes such as iFilm. So they saw this opportunity and ran with it. In the dating industry, their idea was to tune in and hook up. Most dating sites relied on text or calls, so why not make it more real by posting videos of yourself? And this honestly seemed like a revolutionary idea, but after a few months, they couldn't even bribe people to use their app. So they pivoted to the concept that we know and love today, a platform where anyone can drop a video for the world to see. And on April 23rd, 2005, co-founder Jawed Kareem dropped the first ever YouTube video, Me at the Zoo, which had 0 views. See, the trouble they had early on was handling large file sizes, slow upload times, and their HQ was a tiny garage. But their breakthrough was discovering Flash Player 8 codec. This shrunk file sizes, making the videos play instantly. Uploading videos got easier, and soon enough, everyone was watching cat videos, funny clips, and some of the most random content you can think of. They were picking up traction quickly, perhaps quicker than any company in history, even over Apple, Microsoft, and PayPal. These 3 guys made $1 billion from YouTube in under 2 years when Google offered them $1.65 billion in 2006. Even Mark Cuban made a comment saying YouTube overpaid them. But now, YouTube generates $1.65 billion every 3 weeks, and those 3 have been living off multi-generational wealth ever since. See, the lesson here is when something isn't working, just stop. Don't give up, but change your approach. You see, to do the same thing over and over, expecting a different result each time, is the definition of insanity. But guess what? They understood this better than anyone else.
Trending on TikTok. TikTok fame.
TikTok cult.
TikTok. Wealthy people preparing to buy TikTok.
TikTok, formerly known as Musical.ly, thrives at adapting to change. But do you know who made that decision? The one who also programmed the algorithm to know you better than yourself? Well, that man is known as Zhang Yiming, founder of ByteDance, who bought out TikTok in 2017 for $1 billion. And as many of you know, the public was not very fond over this move.
TikTok doesn't just
How can you sit there and watch the content on TikTok?
How do we opt out of TikTok?
You know, it's bad when you open up TikTok,
I hate the new TikTok.
But this hate didn't last very long. You see, Zhang had a lot of experience before this purchase. He originally used his gifts working under Microsoft fresh off graduation in 2005. But just like you and I, a 9-to-5 job just wasn't gonna cut it. And I haven't had my daily dose of TikTok edits by this point in time, so I really needed him to quit. And by the next year, he was gone. He then joined a startup called Fanphone, which is basically a Chinese Twitter, and the idea blew up. The work they put into this project for years was finally beginning to pay off. However, he wanted to do his own thing. He saw himself as a decision maker, a pioneer, a leader. So he branched off and began the infamous ByteDance. ByteDance is a completely AI-driven Chinese tech company. It's actually scary how fast this AI can move. 2012, ByteDance released Taotao, a Chinese AI-driven news article source. By 2014, they already had 13 million daily users in China. Also, fun fact, the very country TikTok was founded in doesn't even use TikTok. 2016, he created Douyin, the Chinese version of TikTok, which the majority of their population still uses to this day. It runs on different servers and follows China's strict internet rules. When TikTok was finally launched in 2017, its purpose was to be an international version of Douyin. But after the Musical.ly merge in 2018, it turned into much more than that. In less than a year, ByteDance's revenue increased by over 200%. Today, Zhang Yiming is worth $65 billion as a 42-year-old. He has created multi-generation wealth to the highest scale, and you had no idea who he was. Do you want to become famous? As kids, most of us would answer yes with almost no hesitation. We all had a different celebrity hero we looked up to as a kid. But as we grew older, we understood the reality behind fame. The constant pressure to perform, judgment, no privacy, and fake relationships that can come with that. Of course, there's a lot of us that would still embrace it, but far more people prefer a more private, luxurious lifestyle. Which is exactly why you had no idea Zhang Yiming is listed as the 2nd richest person in China as of 2024. And if you look right below Zhang, you'll see someone gentleman named Colin Huang, aka the owner of
Temu's most sold items. Temu app.
Temu. It's everywhere and it's dirt cheap.
He owns 25 to 30% of PDD Holdings, and PDD Holdings owns 100% of Temu. What separated him from the rest is that he introduced the model of team purchases, where you unlock discounts on buying things in large groups. And buying group purchases isn't just an option, it's a requirement. If you don't pay at least $15 for your cart, you can't check out, meaning every item automatically has a group discount, which is one of the reasons why their individual items are so cheap, and one of the reasons why he is so rich. But before the money, who was Colin? Well, he worked for another large company. 2004, he helped contribute to Google China as one of their earliest employees. After working for 3 years, he realized his talents were beyond working under a giant company. I mean, he has a degree in computer science, got more global exposure over international business, and I mean, who doesn't hate the 9-to-5 life? After that, he returned to China and began starting a variety of startups. 2007, he founded Oku.com. This was an online electronics retailer similar to Amazon. The company ended up doing fairly well, but he still ended up selling it for $2.2 million in 2010. 2011, he found Zixudai, which was a social gaming company. This was inspired by the likes of Zynga and Facebook Gaming. However, this one did not perform to his standards either. I mean, he only sold it for $30 to $40 million. That's a little chump change, but he viewed it as a bridge to his future success. And this is what led to 2015, Colin Huang founded Pinduoduo. This marked the beginning of his breakthrough. Pinduoduo grew to become one of the largest e-commerce companies in China after 3 years, growing to a standard of 24 billion by 2018. His net worth grew by 13 billion overnight, and by 2020, Duoduo passed JD.com in number of active buyers. Temu became something unlike anything we've ever seen, combining e-commerce with social interaction and gamification. They made shopping feel like a video game. That combined with their ultra low prices, it was what gives their users the feel of shopping like a billionaire. They become a master of addictive algorithms. Yet, there's a similar mastermind in the gaming industry. You see, while every other game was made to be an RPG, adventure, fighting, or horror game, this man worked on building a gaming platform. David Baszucki, the founder of the YouTube of gaming, a platform where we the people were in charge of making games. But why? Well, this 1985 Stanford graduate was set on something huge. 1989, he co-founded Knowledge Revolution with his brother, Greg. They created interactive physics as an education simulation software where it developed 2D and 3D motion simulation tools. 1998, they were brought out MSC software for $20 million. They decided to serve as vice president and general manager for a few years until 2003. He founded Baszucki & Associates. This was an angel investing firm where he gave small investments for businesses in need. It wasn't much at the time, but remember this for later. 2004, David Baszucki and Eric Castle founded Roblox, but it wasn't quite launched yet. 2006, Roblox finally launched, focusing on kids and teens that want to create games and avatars. But more than likely, you haven't heard of Roblox by this time. You see, unlike YouTube, TikTok, and Temu, this took not only a lot of work, but fun. 2009, Altos Ventures invested Roblox's first capital of $2.2 million. 2011, Altos doubled back and invested another $4 million into Roblox. It was also 2011 when they hit their first million active users, and the rest is history. 2017, they hit big growth funding from Meritech and Index Ventures of $90 million. 2018, Greylock and Tiger Global invested $150 million into the company. And when the world went silent, businesses shut down, and millions were dying all across the world, Roblox took over. Users doubled from 19 million to 40 million. Players logged in 9 billion hours in 3 months. They made $920 million in 2020 alone, and Roblox became worth $38 billion. 5 years later, David Baszucki is worth $41 billion. Now what about you? Where are you? In your parents' basement? Small apartment? Are you where you want to be? Think about it. Right now, you have less responsibilities than you'll ever have for the rest of your life. You don't have to pay for your kids' college, cover the mortgage every month, or worry about too many health issues right now. You have the time, you have the freedom to take that risk. And I guarantee you know exactly what risk you're scared to take. Your girlfriend, grades, and finances will be okay. Just do it. You see all these people living your dream that are either the same age as you or younger. Why not you? You're capable of owning your destiny, of running that business, putting in the necessary work. Why can't you do it? Go. and not tomorrow. If you have time to watch this video, you have the time to take that first step now. If you made it this far, comment first step, because you got this. Now get up right now and get after it, just like Hulk Hogan got after it in this video.